We're back. Tony Lane, Team Bling Fishing, coming at you from beautiful Lake Havasu. But take a look at the parking lot. What do you see? Not a lot, pretty empty. That means wintertime and tough fishing. Today, we're going to talk about the Lipless Crankbait. Believe it or not, sometimes in the wintertime in Lake Havasu, we catch them on a Lipless Crankbait. It's mid-December, water temperature is 55, air temperature is about 70. But let's talk about it. First of all, the bait. What is a lipless crankbait? Some guys just like to call it the rattle trap or the trap. Some guys call it the rattle bait or the speed trap. I like to call it the shake and bake. You know, you can never stop learning in bass fishing. A few days before I made this video, I had a guest come to town and stay with me, and I got to hang out with one of the best bass fishermen on the planet. You might know this guy, Brent Ayler. He was here doing a video shoot. His first day of shooting, he caught this, 24 pounds of bass, mostly on the lipless crankbait. So of course, I hit him up for some pointers and some tips, and I'm gonna share with you what he shared with me. The rod, Daiwa Tatula Signature Series fiberglass rod with his name on it. He likes a 7.2 and a 7.4 length rods. The reel, little faster, 7-to-1 gear ratio. Fluorocarbon, a must. He likes 12 to 16 pound tests. Here's my two combos. Same reel, 7-to-1 gear ratio, Tatula 100. The only difference is I like a graphite medium action rod, and I'll explain why later. If you're out fishing in the wintertime and you pull up on a grass flat and you see this, jackpot. Feeding birds on a grass flat normally equals bass, and you can get some bites. Bites just like this one. You know, what is a bite gonna feel like when you get one on a lipless crankbait? Well, a lot of times, from my experience in the wintertime, the bite feels just like that tick from a worm bite or a jig bite. Every now and then, you'll get an aggressive fish that'll knock slack in your line, but most of the time, it's just gonna be a subtle tick. And that's why I like a graphite rod. It's more sensitive and I can feel those bites. You know, this wasn't a big fish, but it was a confidence fish. You gotta remember, the day that Ayler caught 24 pounds, I was out there, I caught 2 fish for 5 pounds. So this was a confidence fish for me. Let's talk about the technique and the retrieve. First of all, let's make a long cast. Let it sink to the bottom. Again, I'm fishing a flat that's probably between 12 to 14 feet, 10 feet on some of the high spots. And it's a grass flat. So what you want to do is slowly work that bait over the top of the grass as slowly as you can without it getting snagged. It takes a little practice and takes a little rhythm, but once you get zoned in and get in that zone, you'll be able to do it. You know, just as fast as it takes to get it through the grass without getting it stuck in the grass. And with this graphite rod, you can feel if there's a strand of grass on the bait. And what do? That right there, you pop it out. You pop it out and keep working it back. And again, because the water is colder, you want to work it a little slower. That was probably the best tip that Ayler gave me. After talking to him, I definitely was working my bait too fast in that cold water. So that helped me a lot. Submerged aquatic vegetation. Wow. Check out the big brain on Lane. What am I talking about? I'm talking about simply bass in the grass. Okay? That's all we're talking about. And what does that grass look like? Take a look at this. You know, that's some pond weed. You know, it's green. That's the key thing. As long as it's green, you're in the right area. But when I see this right here, green, crispy, crunchy grass, I get happy because this happens. Wow. This was a good fish. Drag screamer, as you could see. You know, this right here was another confidence fish for me. You know, you can see that stain in my carpet right there. Before I put this fish on video, I had actually caught, I want to say 3 stripers in the same area, and that was a lot of fun too. But, you know, that's not what we're targeting. We're targeting these guys right here. I also had 2 other smaller fish that I tried to lift the boat that actually came off because I don't want to get the hook in my finger. So put this one in the net. Take a good look at them. Boom. That's a good fish on a lipless crankbait. Just a quick recap on the tackle that I'm using. The rod that I'm throwing today is a 7-foot medium action graphite rod. It's a Daiwa Steez, which is designed for crankbait fishing. The reel, Daiwa Tatula 100. 7-to-1 gear ratio, and I have that thing spooled with 12-pound test Sunline fluorocarbon. Any questions, hit me up on social media like normal, and I'll get back as quick as I can. What's the most important thing? Just shake and bake in the wintertime. Catch some good ones. See you next time. Team Bling Fishing.